time to lock and load. It's Eric Braverman's The Greatest Music Ever Created and How It Ruined Our Lives. With our guest, the Motor City Madman, celebrating his 6,000th concert, Terrible Ted Nugent, and very special guests, Deadly Firearms.
Hi, I'm Eric Braverman. My friends call me EB. You should probably call me Seshla, the Windwalker. Today I'm going to be meeting with rock and roll icon Ted Nugent, who I don't necessarily agree with about everything. His politics can be a little wacky for me, but we all like guns. So we're going to go talk to Ted Nugent, and I'm also going to meet with these mercenaries that I found on the internet who told me they'd sell me a gun so I didn't have to go through all the crap at the gun store, background checks. We don't want that. And then I'll have my own weapon so I can go out and hunt Lincoln Park and their fans. Have you ever used a gun on an insect?
I have, numerous times.
Good. All right.
And in fact, well, I'm not going to do it on film. It would be cute. Yeah, I should probably do it.
What are we going to do?
Are you getting this whole area over here?
Sure, I can.
Because if ever there was an arm, see that red dot? I'm not shooting. See the red dot? Tell me that's not a fly catcher, right? See the red dot? Yeah, the red dot? That's a fly like a no man. Just
if I didn't know better, I think that was a lighter. But with you, it's probably real. Okay, now we're in a kind of a screwed up world.
Have you noticed this?
And you
have you noticed this? Hence the two guns.
But not only that, but see, you're someone who's been with giant crowds. Famous people yourself. Politicians. Policemen. You deal with money situations.
But more important than all of that represents, in a nutshell, my spiritual drive to participate in an experiment in self-government. Self-government experiments include guitar players. So all those people, life is people getting along. My job really is to help you pursue your dream, the pursuit of happiness. That's a God-given right.
That's what it's asking. What should we do? What should we do with our lives? You have the spirit of the wild and the spirit of the city.
It's so simple.
Be wild in Detroit. What should we do?
It's so simple. It's stupid. I'm just a guitar player. I wrote Wango Tango and I meant it. So you can be out of control. You can be irreverent. You can be status quo squashing. You can light your middle finger on fire. You can be Rosa Parks. You can put that black ass where you want it and defile inbreds wearing sheets on their heads. Okay, I'm a black Jew at a Nazi Klan rally, and all I bring them is much anguish because I'm a black Jew and I'm going to do what I want to do. I, in the final analysis, aspire to and succeed, and not just at the tender age of 60, but the age of 20. When you're the most dangerous, you're the most incapable of making probably intelligent judgment calls. When I was 20, I was an asset to America. No crime. I had gun control, perfect gun control. I never accepted welfare because that's slavery. No one invaded my borders because I sent out a message. Invade my borders and die. My borders being my home, my property. Everything about Ted Nugent is beneficial to you. I would never take from you. You have never had anything taken out of your paycheck. You have never had to put more money in the education system. You have never had to pay for a pimp or a whore or welfare brass bling bling because of me. I only produce. I only help my fellow man, and I only benefit the environment. I am in the asset column. My point being, what should we do? Be more conscientious, be more thoughtful, get the drugs and the alcohol and the tobacco and the poison and the bling bling out of your fucking life. Americans, quit hurting Americans. Don't interrupt me. Americans, quit fucking with Americans. How about quit robbing Americans? There's going to be Americans killed today. Who's going to kill all the Americans in America today? Americans. Why do you do that? Why do Americans rob and stab each other? Why do Americans let illegal people invade our country and suck us dry? When did that start happening? Because, I'm a wild man. I'm wilder than all of you guys put together. You will never think wild like I live on an hourly basis. Yet at the end of the day, I will never hurt any of you. I will never take from any of you. All I do is produce. All I do is benefit. All I do is bring charity money for children and law enforcement and military. So if I can do it, how in good's name can anyone today look at that evil list of things and go, yeah, the evil list of things, drinking and driving is on it. I think I'll do that today. How dare Americans do the things on the evil list? So the answer is, use your fucking heads. If you want health care, how about caring about your health? Oh, wow, that's outrageous of me to expect that. You know, by the way, I weigh 600 pounds, but I need some, I don't know why, but I need some health care. Somebody give me some Obama. Pay for my kids' tuition because I can't afford it. I don't know why. You understand? Everything wrong with mankind is on the stupid chimpanzee list. And people who fuck up know the list. You got the same list I got, don't you? Do you think there's anything on my good things to do list that you're not aware of?
No, I guess not.
No guessing. You were supposed to say, of course not, Uncle Ted.
Yes, sir.
No guessing. Do you think there's anything on my
Senator Nugent?
Do you think there's anything on the you shouldn't do this stuff list that I would surprise you that I said it's on that list?
No.
Of course not. So how, and I have a funny feeling, you seem well-groomed, you seem to be articulate, you don't stink. I wouldn't think you would get up in the morning and go, geez, there's a bunch of really bad things. Let's see, I'm going to pick a couple of those today. Tell me you don't do that. I don't know you intimately, but tell me you don't know the things on the bad list and then go, yeah, this weekend, let's do these bad things. Maybe we can kill someone. You understand? They're all choices. Doing good is on the good list. Just do the good things.
All right, thank you guys so much for coming out here. I'm sorry if I'm late. I didn't know it took 3 hours to get out here. Nice to see you guys. So, what do you got? You know, I mean, I know you guys say you don't have much time. Just what do you got, and what do you think will help me take out the most amount of Lincoln Park fans?
Lincoln Park. What do you want? Like a
Lincoln
whole
Park.
park blown out?
No, not Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park, the band. You know those guys.
It's in Chicago, right?
No, it's the band. You know, I was confused. Hey, he's confused.
This will clean a whole room out. Take everybody out. Just point the trigger. And if you want to get fucking Mad Max on them, then we have old fucking Faithful. Just pulling this thing out and showing somebody to run for the fucking life.
So this is a double barrel shotgun.
That's
sawed-off
right.
shotgun. How much are those going for today here in your little store?
These right here, I can make you one just like this for $250
$250, and I can have this fun weapon.
with dog hair and all.
All right. But how about the amount of your audience that's actually sober? Like a lot.
The majority of my audience is sober. There's
think?
good. No, I don't think. I know. See, my radar. Have you ever been stoned?
Yes.
I've never been stoned.
I know,
That's why my radar works better than your radar. Your radar
But
is
I've been out there with the
your
people
radar is now
following.
incapable of ever catching up with my radar. Because
That's
my
right.
radar, I've never shit on my radar. You've shit on your radar, and I applaud you for stopping the shitting on your radar, which you have, haven't you? Thank you very much for that after church. There you go, shooting everybody again.
Have you ever hunted an animal that once you hunted it and tasted it, you didn't want to eat it? Like, this is bad, I'm not going to hunt and eat this animal.
No,
Is there any animal you're scared of? Like you're scared to hunt?
I'm not scared of anything.
Water buffalo? Did
Water
you ever
buffalo
graze it?
for
Or
sure.
have you ever had an incident where you like grazed an animal that turned around?
No, I've
at
never
you?
grazed them, but I've hit them hard and they were still pissed off.
Like,
I
what happened? Tell us
just
a
a
story
week
about
ago,
an
I wish I had
animal.
my photos in here. What is today? It's the 9th. 12 days ago, when Scott Richards passed away, a young man who was 19, and I took him on his last hunt. Oh, it's another subject for another time. But that moment when I killed my bear, Scott was dying. Which is why these moments just glow in my life. I didn't know Scott was dying at the time. I took him hunting last fall. He wanted to go elk hunting. He was dying of cancer. So we said, come on, we'll find you an elk, we'll go hunt elk. So I took him and we made a real connect and bond. And I kept in touch with him, and I know the cancer was getting him.
Is he a friend or a musician?
Well, everybody ends up in my hunting camps.
Okay.
But he's just a person who loved my Spirit of the Wild show, loved my music, and knew he was dying, and wanted to go hunting with Uncle Ted before he died. I do that 15 times a year. I've been doing it since the 60s. That's why maybe that's where my confidence comes from. If a family who's facing death for a child chooses me to do something with them, how can I not have confidence that I'm okay? How can I? Is there any other
No,
barometer?
That's a good barometer.
It's the definitive barometer, I do believe. At any point, you're asking if I'm afraid of animals.
Or if one has ever actually had the nerve to go after you.
Well, yeah, I was charged by a Cape Buffalo once, and I killed him with my 10mm. A lot of people who know anything about guns are going, yeah, sure you did, Ted. Yeah, well, fuck you. Anyhow, I got it on tape. It was on Spirit Wild. Fucking a Cape Buffalo, they don't like to die. And if they're gonna, they like to take as many people with them as
Right,
they
yeah,
can.
that's why I asked that.
Then he comes up and I got my 10mm, and I drilled him 4 times with armor-piercing ammo in the vertebrae. I dropped like Kurt Cobain from Quail Shot. Anyhow, is that legal? Is that not the right thing to do? Quail shot in the head? I maybe the jury's still out. At any rate, so anyhow, just 11 days ago. We can talk more about that.
No.
11 days ago.
Are you?
I was in a tree in the Prince of Wales, Alaska, with my bow and arrow, and I'm videoing myself because my brother was afraid of getting up in the tree stand. Johnny, you wimp. But we fixing that. So anyhow, big bear coming. I knew it was a big bear, but I don't think big. I just think bear, big black bear. And he had something wrong with his jaw, but I couldn't tell because I'm concentrating on his shoulder where I want to put an arrow. And I'm videoing my bow, and he's huge. But I dismiss danger, I dismiss fear and huge. All I'm thinking now is, I'm going to kill you. You're a rug. You're a rug steak, and you're and he's big, he's huge, and he's eating, and he's not giving me the angle I want. And it's awesome. This is why my guitar is going to make you just dance like a nigger tonight.
It has.
My guitar is perfect because of this bear. And Scott. And Kurt. So the bear's there. Make a long story short, because it took about 40 minutes. Long story short, he finally turned where he exposed his vitals, which will lie right in here. Record. Get my bow and that discipline thing again. When his eyes, peripheral visioners, they can see about 320 degrees. So when they're looking this way, they can still see you over there. And so I can't move, and I get my arm over on my bow. And now I can tell he wants to leave, so I pick that spot to his heart. Hook. And that arrow went in and out, and he went, oh! On film, 3 seconds, 700-pound monster bear that could have just stood up and chewed me. If he wanted to, he could have just stood up and eaten me right there. But when you understand your proper spiritual place with the beast, fear doesn't enter the equation. Respect is ubiquitous. Respect is adrenaline flow. So I killed that bear, and that was a dangerous animal, but I'm more dangerous, so everything worked out perfect.
This is a question I've always wanted to ask you. Are you a heavy metal guy?
I hate the words heavy metal.
I wanted to ask that.
I need to get this on tape. The words heavy metal.
You're heavy though.
They're so Caucasian. What's with the pierced things, and what's with the same jackets, and what are you all?
We're a club.
Automatons?
We're a club.
Heavy metal. I play nigger music. I play high energy, Mitch Ryder, the Detroit Wheels, MC5, rock and roll, rhythm and blues. Heavy metal is for people who don't practice enough. Even bands that are horrifically dumped into heavy metal, like Metallica, who did play really Caucasian heavy metal, but then they found the soul. And now bands like Metallica, we were probably at one time, if I dare say, the quintessential heavy metal band. Then they became one of the top 2% rhythm and blues rock bands of all time because of the way Lars and the bass and my guitar playing friends, the way they coalesce. So I've always been.
Because you're always in those magazines, you're always in those books. You're
loud,
you write adventurous music.
Except that
people consider you a threat.
Except that I'm black. How can a black man from Detroit play heavy metal?
Gene Simmons did it.
Hence the Jewish black man in a clan.
He wasn't from Detroit. I don't know if he was from Detroit or what. Does he have to go to work now?
Yeah, but if you have an afro like mine, you can't wear a yarmulke.
Okay, two quick ones then. Best camo.
Who's he camo?
What's the best camo? Best camo.
Mossy oak,
okay.
The new mossy oak tree stand camo.
And then like you've done everything. You've done everything.
I'm doing everything again.
I don't know if you've been to space yet. Well, what do you go? Do you have any goals you haven't done? What's something we can look
tonight
forward
at the
to?
Celebrity Theater? I'm going to teach them white people how to dance properly. I'm on a G.
Are you going to spin?
No, they're going to spin on my face.
Well, because
no, we will spin. We will spin. I played this place before.
Yeah.
I got to tell you guys are in for a real treat because I remember when we played here. Michael Lutz and Benny Rappa.
I was here.
Were you here
Yeah,
that night?
it was great.
It was one. Was that one of the? Was that?
You were the best utilizer of the
Yes, I am a utilizer.
of the spinning
That's
stage.
conservation, the wise use.
I just thought that having a couple beers and a joint and Ted Nugent, as long as there wasn't work to do, it wasn't a school night or we weren't messing up our responsibilities, was like the ultimate good
Yeah, the
time.
victimless crime
Yeah,
fantasy, right?
Right.
Well, see, I put on raids with law enforcement around the country, and every child that's sick and diseased, and everybody that gets hurt, there's dope involved.
No,
Not some of the time, all of the time. So that's so much for that fancy. By the way, the only people who think that might be okay are stoned. Which I think is an indicator of sorts. So my point is, my brothers for Thanksgiving dinner, which is a very ceremonious occasion in all our homes, I suspect, they like their beer. They like a couple bottles of beer. In fact, you know what? I was with Anthony Bourdain from No Reservations Travel Channel. He come to my place so I could show him how to cook. And show him how to treat the sacred flesh with the proper smoke. And when I had dinner with Anthony, we had a Waco made brew. I had a Dos Equis. Didn't I have that with you?
I don't think so.
I had a Dos Equis somewhere, and that was pretty good because I
you
don't
drink
like,
with your son.
I don't like a beer, but beer is a beverage.
Okay, well I didn't know.
The clincher is.
I thought
free
the
thing.
one person you would not let have beer would be your son.
Well, I think a beer is better for you than a Coca-Cola. So my brothers, my son, and I, and occasionally I drink red wine with my African trackers. That's where I learned to appreciate red wine. So the point is about chemicals, especially dope. It's you do it for one reason: to shut down the brain so you can be goo-goo.
Yes.
I have no desire to ever have that happen. If I want to,
That's a goal for someone.
And you will never ever be as gaga as I am after that bear or after sharing that campfire with Scott Richards. But I didn't decrease my brain waves. I was more relaxed and more fulfilled in life than dope will ever accomplish. But I didn't compromise any of my senses. In fact, while I calm down the way I live, I'm calm, but all my senses are acutely defined. So if you utilize your senses in the proper way, the calming factor is unrivaled without becoming dopey and drooling and ending up shooting your head with quail loads, or going on to further mind-destroying chemicals. So the ultimate life is, number one, conscientious, and from that conscientiousness comes the do only the good things list, and not to compromise your gifts from God with poisons that are pursued to compromise those gifts. I don't want to compromise any of my gifts. Life is so fucking cool. I want my radar optimized.
Have you run for an office yet? Besides like
Not
sheriff,
officially.
would you ever do that?
I possibly would. We'd have to consult with my campaign manager. Her name is Mrs. Nugent. I've been prodded to run for governor of Michigan and New Mexico. People have been begging me to do so for years, but I'm 60 this year. I have a lot of uncharted rock and roll adventures to pursue. The television, I think my activism as a participating We the People pressure guy is more important than actually serving in office. I believe that galvanizing more activism and more direction to our employees in elected office is more important than being one of those employees. I really believe that.
Okay, good. Your son is going to get mad at me, and he's big as you are, so I don't want to.
He doesn't get mad, he just gets even.
I don't want to keep. He looks in as good a shape as you are. Is that right?
Because his radar has never been compromised. He's a bad motherfucker.
I'm going to slow this whole interview down and listen to it, and then try to grab the bits out and see what we can do to help the poor miserable people.
See how cool this is?
These things work together in his life.
Everything.
These are the guns.
String
Do you have every kind of gun? Do you have like a flare gun? You know, just everything.
I have every kind of gun on me right now. I'm really not this heavy. That's all artillery.
Just enough.
Look, admit it, Eric. Look at the camera and tell the people, Uncle Ted is adorable.
It's adorable.
I'm his favorite guitar player.
You're definitely everyone's.
Because I'm precious.
Top of.
I'm precious.
I just feel bad that I just considered you a heavy metal guy. You know.
But heavy metal, the best you're.
How about spirit metal?
Like
Spirit of the wild metal. How about that?
Well, it's
Red Bear metal.
It's not metal. It's not metal. It's
Yeah, but the metal. Those are made out of metal. This is made out of metal, and you make them sound as heavy as your
drugs are coming up again.
Oh.
All right.
So what have we learned this time? Well, absolutely nothing, except that Ted Nugent and his family are some of the coolest people we've met. Of course, we don't agree with his politics all the time, but he put on a hell of a show, and he was really cool, and we had some laughs. And taught me a thing or two about guns and how much fun they can be, so let's practice up for the next time Lincoln Park's in town.
Say, Fred, you go up that ridge, now go down to the swamp. We'll get that buck.
If some of our teenage thrill seekers really want to go out and get a thrill, let them go up into the northwest and tangle with the grizzly bear, the polar bear, and the brown bear. They'll get this that will cleanse the soul.
The greatest music ever created and how it ruined our lives is brought to you by ICanSmellYourBrains.com and Mr. Submarine, now with 2 Phoenix locations. We'd like to thank our guests and viewers for watching. This has been your announcer, Russ Walton, speaking. And now, it's nap time.
So, this is legal, right?
Fuck no, it's not legal. None of this shit's legal.
What do
Who
you
said this shit's legal?
I thought...
Nuh-uh, hell no, dude. This ain't no Boy Scout trip.
Well,
You want... Hey, wrap this shit up. Let's go.